Well, he was a rebel in the greatest sense of the word, who tickled our funny bones for decades. The comedic brilliance of the late John Clarke. And now, thanks to his daughter Lorin and hundreds of hours of priceless material, his legacy lives on.
Oh, God, now I can hear you. I can now hear him. I mean, can we work on it? We're going to fix this, apparently.
He says life would be pretty boring if we didn't make it funny. And I think that instinct, that's the thing I think of when I think of my dad. This is me and my dad. Just look at that grin on him, will you?
From a daughter.
Yeah, come on, Clarke, let's see it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the flying mongrel.
To her father.
Not a Lorin's father.
Except father, looking tense, dignified.
Was it almost like a legacy, John's legacy, you wanted to get out there?
I wanted to make sure that all of the things in his life that he'd done were part of the story, but also that he was part of the story.
John Clarke made us laugh in so many ways. On TV, in movies.
Only one John Clarke.
In character, out of character, but we've never seen him like this.
Here's a daughter.
There's a beach down there.
That is a lesser spotted smartass.
But also John Clarke is an intimate documentary written and directed by John's daughter, Lorin. We see the public John, the private John, the family behind the man, and the man behind the family.
Why don't you do a tell us a story or something?
When I saw it, I just saw it through tear goggles because I thought, that's my dad. Hi, Dad. That was a beautiful moment for me, seeing it for the first time exactly how I wanted it to be. I recognised him in it.
He was a man of many parts, John. On the whole, a cracking character and a crack-up of a character.
Yeah, g'day. Yeah, doing all right, it's a story.
I never knew anyone quite like John. He was utterly unique. He thought differently, he looked different, he behaved differently.
Actor Sam Neill, a fellow Kiwi, says John Clarke was simply brilliant.
In the early to mid-70s, John became this Fred Daggs, the most famous person in New Zealand, where it was a phenomenon. You know, he was bigger than the Beatles.
Yeah, g'day. How you doing, all right? It's a story.
John got too big for his gumboots in New Zealand and moved to Australia. With sidekick Brian Daw, he became a Friday night staple, first with Michael Willisey.
John Clarke and Brian Daw.
Ray Martin and Jana Wendt.
Oh dear, I'm not going to survive another year with John Clarke and Brian Daw.
It was satirical, sharp and sardonic, crisp as autumn leaves.
Four-letter word meaning politician. Four-letter. Four letters? I can't think of anything. I can think of something.
Politicians and power make that misuse of power trademark topics.
Mr Kennett, would it be fair to say that all you've got to do to become Premier of Victoria is to keep your nose clean and not alienate the electorate?
Why don't you shut up, you stupid fat idiot?
He was always alive to the fact that life itself was inherently funny. Some of the best material, he said, was something you would throw out the window. In other words, you didn't let it be known that you were making a joke or an observation, you just throw it out the window. And it would work better for that.
3OW's Ross Stevenson was a great mate and collaborator of John's. Together they wrote The Games, a mockumentary series about the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney.
How long is it, Mr. Wilson?
You know how long it is?
I want to hear you say it.
94 metres.
94 metres. 94 metres. Well, we've got a new event, haven't we, Mr. Wilson?
The 94 metres.
It was magical because our approach, there were 26 episodes. He wrote 13 and I wrote 13. He would write an episode, send it to me, I'd look at it and go, well, I can't do much with that, that's brilliant. And then I would write a script, send it to him, and it would come back and I would just be laughing my head off with what he'd done with the characters.
One of the reasons I made the film is that he made decisions in his life. He kind of chose to live a good life. You can look at his life and think he died too young, but you can't look at his life and think, if only he'd been able to X, Y, or Z, because he pretty much had a crack at everything he wanted to have a crack at.
What stood out to me was that your dad was a bit of a rebel and he was anti-authority.
Dad resisted authority from really... It was almost hardwired into him.
John was on the side of the powerless against the great. And for the last, I'm going to say the last 15, 20 years of his life, he was the greatest satirist in the English language in the world.
He was a dad and he loved that role as much as anything, I think.
He was the best dad.
He was the best dad. Sorry, all dads, but he was pretty good. I really hope that's what people get out of this film when they leave, is that it's pretty fun to make fun where you can find it with people who make you laugh.
Yeah, he was one of the greats. And the documentary, but also John Clarke, will be released in cinemas from next Thursday. Well, next...